Hello guys, welcome back. So this is day 4th and date is 31st of March. It's quite late and for today so maybe I can say good morning to all those who are going to watch it. This is the 4th day of my daily virtual vlog and today I'm going to just talk about today I've done quite things uh, which is some of them are just watched interview like a Python interview and a Java interview of TCS company uploaded on YouTube by someone good person. The second thing which I have done is just understand the working of below the Python library with PIL. And the third thing which I have done, okay, I just listened to some data science podcast also. I'm going to discuss some points about them. I'm also going to discuss TCS. Okay, let me start with first with the TCS. Summary of my whole view, whatever I just told is that just stick to the basics because in the technical round, they guys were asking most of the time about data types, function call, what is, how it is running in the background. They are not even going to up to memory management. They are more sticking on the like just only on the few part of object oriented and most of the part of and that normal basic part only. They are not even reaching to the advanced. Even the Java, which I just noticed, they asked around 2 to 3 questions just about like what is collection, how it is used, difference between list, array list and array. These are the only 3 questions which they ask in Java interview in technical round. In the Python, they just ask how many data types are there, how we can have it, how we are going to implement it. That's all. So after that, I've just decided to go again with the basics of my basic programming language, and so I'm going to some refer to some online course for 1 month, which I'm going to finish too early if I get a holiday of around 3 to 4 days. That's about the TCS interview. Next thing about yeah, uh, image processing and below. Basically, idea was why I'm starting the processing now, understanding the processing now because one of my teacher is just given some assignment kind thing to understand the basic functionality of an image, how it is just converted into exposure collected on a frame to a digital frame, like the understand the working of the steps, some like sample and quantization. That's why I'm also referring in what I extra thought on this. I'm going to build a kind of interface in which like most of my junior and those who are going to understand the processing not from the book, they can understand processing from my application. I'm creating application. I will going to create an application using Streamlit or explaining some basic functionality like processing, gray color, different kind of bands over there, and that's all. Yeah, and that's one thing. Now the third thing is data science postcards. Okay, that thing is very important. I just listened around 20 to 25 minutes, and that is the some worth it time I given to myself for the today on the higher priority. Which some of the key points which I mentioned. Okay, first of all, I want to say like whatever I remember for that from that podcast, I'm going to share that. Yeah. Mm. So from that postcard, I listened mainly three podcasts. Forget about data science and use of machine learning in projects. And there is one more. I don't remember the title of it. Huh. Be a detective in data science projects. Coming the name detective, they are more focusing on the understanding of the problem, how much you are getting involved into your data, how much you are able to relate it, how much you are going to have questions on it, and just be the criticize your whether just also mention one sentence like try to criticize it like just question on question only. Something is happening, why and why this is again happening. That's the main thing they are just focusing on. That is one of the main thing. They are focusing on the many things. Basically, they want to say what's happening nowadays, like data science is some kind of implementation to the guys. They are not understanding what is really happening. Some of them are just asking the questions, like yeah, maybe the postcard or just giving the other person some kind of professor or industrial experience person was just saying like some of the juniors and the new in the data science field asked the question like I am having this data set and how I should use it, how which algorithm I should going to use. This is a classification or prediction problem. What kind of problem is this? Which algorithm I'm going to use. This tells the understanding of the answer of that senior data engineer, data scientist on this is basically like you have to first understand your data set completely. How you are going to do that? You have to just make it in your real life, come into reality, just uh, have it, spend some time on it, just make it real to yourself, and then start asking question how you can have it. Okay, let me relate it to something very common, or just let me take it to some other analogy. If you are going somewhere with your family in, you can say, in a new city, and you're just going there to just to visit every or just as a tourist, and you just want your family to just have a complete look of the complete city. First of all, you for that, to make that possible, you should have the complete complete knowledge of the city, like how it is going, how the uh, which place is there to be visit, and something like the importance of the city, how this thing is related. You just you have to say the explanation why you are visiting that place. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the main thing. Like you have to just understand your data set, make it real to you. So if you are asking question, then ask questions on it. Okay, now I'm going to come on my points. Okay, understand the data set, get into scenario. Be detective, adding sense of ownership and responsibility towards the data set. Get understand about the problem and use it with analogy. Okay, that's the city analogy. Mm, say problem is real life problem. Try to criticize yourselves, questions your answers, questions your questions. What is the storytelling in data set? Be a detective. Okay, there is another point which I am missing. Like, what is the storytelling? It is just a popular thing. If you are becoming data scientist, you should know how to. You should be a good storyteller. It's not like a storyteller. Once upon a time, there was a thing. You are just relating the data set with something else. That's not a story thing they are just talking about. That's a different story. What story they want to hear? Like if you are presenting some data set, like you are presenting your thing to the different kind of departments, to the different kind of peoples of department, to the peoples of different department, you should make them understand like what the data want to say and what you are doing. If you are saying, okay, let me take the example of movie data set. Okay, the storytelling behind this, like I'm going to prepare it now only. Okay, this cinema was, the screen time was started in the dash year. From that, there is very low growth in it. We can see the year from this to this year, the growth was of around this percent only. But if you want to just see the peak according to the developed in the different cities, and according to cities developed in the various fields, science and technology. We are having the very much, and there is also a greater perspective of the people, audience who are just popularizing or just curious to have some more new and very good things on the screen involving some very high technology in it. So if you want to see the peak of our the cinema, you can see this from this year to this year. If you just want to refer it or just want to prove it, you can just refer it. Okay. If you want to, I'm going again. If you want to just see the peak in our cinema, you can see the year this year X from to year X till now. We are having the highest peak, or it's going to be ahead more. It's going to touches more high peaks in coming future because the industries are going more and more. Some kind of that stuff we have to speak in the storytelling. I'm not sure I'm wrong. I know that, but I still am do it. I'm going to do it once again on the next time. Well, that's what I remember from my day to day. Thank you very much.